Tell me, what are you preventing yourself from doing? What prevents you from living the life you've always dreamed of? Is it anxiety? Doubt? That voice in your mind that says, maybe, just possibly, you're not good enough? The voice is dishonest. And you've been listening to it for far too long, which is the only reason it's winning at the moment. But we're going to change that today. We're taking charge today. Because changing your attitude involves more than just being motivated. It also entails changing the way you act, think, and handle any obstacles life presents. Fear does not go away. It never will, let's face it. However, successful people learn to overcome their fear rather than eradicate it. Even in the face of uncertainty, they act. They understand that fear is a test, not a warning sign. A test of your willingness to stand up for what you claim to want. Tell me, are you? You don't naturally possess confidence. You have to build it. It is created in the furnace of failure, fortified in times of doubt, and strengthened each time you show yourself that you are more resilient than your justifications. Don't wait to feel prepared. Don't wait for approval. You just need the guts to start pursuing your ambitions. You don't need permission to do so. The fact is that luck isn't a factor in success. It's not about having ideal circumstances. It's all about perseverance. It has to do with perseverance. It is deciding to prioritize discipline over comfort, development over fear, and action over doubt each day when you wake up. Those who succeed in life are not those who never fail. Rather, they are those who don't let failure hold them back. You don't need to have all the answers at this moment. You do not need to be self-assured all the time. However, you do have to decide whether you will allow fear to rule you or you will learn to control it. Will you develop the perspective that success is inevitable, or will you be content with less? The human mind is amazing. It can be both your greatest asset and your worst adversary. Doubt may either hold you back or propel you to greatness. What's the difference? It all depends on how you train it. Past events, setbacks, and those who told you that you can't have conditioned you. However, what if you made the decision today that those voices could no longer control you? You see, confidence isn't about knowing everything. Rather, it's about having enough faith in yourself to move forward even when things are unclear. It's about choosing to move forward despite the knowledge that mistakes will be made. Because the truth is that those who accept failure, learn from it, and refuse to let it dictate their future are the ones who succeed, not those who avoid it. Fear will try to talk you out of it. Every argument for staying put, avoiding danger, and playing it safe will be subtly conveyed. However, fear is merely a mental wall, a barrier that only exists in your head. It can also be broken, just like any other wall. How does one shatter it then? By doing something. By repeatedly demonstrating to yourself that you are in charge and fear is not. Your attitude is crucial. It influences how you respond to obstacles, how you bounce back from failures, and how you get back up after each setback. The fact is that success will be attainable if you think it isn't. You will never take the necessary actions to develop your abilities if you tell yourself that you are incapable. Nothing can stop you, though, if you educate your mind to embrace challenges rather than run from them, and to perceive opportunities where others see barriers. The strongest people are not those who have had it easy. Rather, they are those who have persevered through hardships, endured misfortune, and refused to give up when the world sought to shatter them. Resistance, adversity, and those times when it seems simpler to give up than to keep going, but still keeping going, are what give us strength. One can choose to succeed. It's a choice to put in the work, to show up each and every day, and to refuse the justifications that try to persuade you to quit. It's about realizing that every obstacle is a learning opportunity, that every setback is momentary, and that every challenge is a necessary component of the process. Those who succeed are those who create their own moment, not those who wait for the ideal one. Now, what's preventing you? Anxiety about failing? The secret doubt in your ear? It's important to remember that failure is not the enemy. The adversary is not doubt. Lack of action is the true adversary. Observing possibilities pass while persuading yourself that someday you'll start is what it is. However, someday isn't assured. Well, you do. You have this time. Will you do something with it? In actuality, nobody is going to come to your aid. Nobody will compel you to pursue your aspirations or wake you up in the morning. The work will not be done for you. You are accountable for this. Your path. It's your fight. Indeed, it will be difficult. Yes, you will be put to the test. However, the question is not if it would be challenging, but rather if you can persevere. The ones who have had it easy are not the ones who succeed. Despite rejection, failure, and every attempt to shatter them, they are the ones who persevered. They are the ones who persisted even when it appeared like the smartest course of action to give up. Sincerely, winning isn't about never falling, but rather about getting back up again and again with greater tenacity and resolve than before. Therefore, if you're waiting for the ideal moment, realize that there isn't one. Only now. Fear will constantly try to persuade you to hold off, to think that things will be simpler in the future, or to wait. However, there is no promise that one day you will, and every second you lose is a moment you will never get back. Successful people create chances rather than waiting for them to present themselves. Confidence is not innate, it is developed. It develops with action, experience, and pushing past your boundaries despite doubt's attempts to stop you. It doesn't just materialize overnight. Your confidence grows each time you demonstrate to yourself that you are capable of doing something, no matter how minor. That self-belief gets stronger. You become more unstoppable the more you believe in yourself. And here's the thing, overcoming fear isn't the goal of mindset mastery. It's about learning to manage it, to overcome it, and to not allow it to guide your decisions. Fear seeks to immobilize you. It encourages you to second-guess yourself, overthink things, and tell yourself that you're not ready. However, you're prepared. It's not because you know everything. Rather, it's because you can grow, change, and learn as you go. Progress, not perfection, is what defines success. Because they fear failure, far too many people are scared to take the initial step. However, failure is a component of success rather than its antithesis. Every error, failure, and obstacle you face helps you grow, get stronger, and get ready for the successes that lie ahead. Those who don't let failure to define them are the ones who succeed, not those who never fail. So don't wait. Put an end to your doubts. Give up trying to find an excuse. Your choice to act is the only thing preventing you from living the life you desire. To move forward, to overcome hesitancy and take action. Everything you need is already within your reach. You only need to have enough faith in yourself to begin. You may either move forward into the unknown and create the life you choose, or you can remain precisely where you are and let fear and doubt to rule you. Neither route is simple. If you remain static, you will gradually be convinced that you were never destined for greatness. Going on will test your resilience, push you to the limit, and require all of your energy. However, one results in regret, while the other leads to change. Which one do you intend to select? There is a certain strength in making a decision and committing completely. Something changes when you finally accept that you are in charge of your future and stop second-guessing yourself. You begin to see fear for what it is, a fleeting delusion that serves only as a mental obstacle to test your willingness to overcome it. And you demonstrate to yourself that nothing in this world can stop you when you act in spite of your fear. The most prosperous individuals aren't always the most intelligent, gifted, or fortunate. They just aren't willing to give up. Despite losing motivation, feeling like failures, and having everything in them want to give up, they are the ones who consistently come up every day. Because they realize that every hardship is a chance to grow stronger. Every failure teaches them to be resilient, and every challenge sets them up for something bigger. You may be surprised to learn how important your self-talk is. You'll believe it if you tell yourself over and over again that you're not capable, that you can't succeed, and that other people have it easier. And you'll do something about it once you believe it. Everything changes, though, when you shift that narrative and tell yourself that you are strong enough, capable enough, and capable of overcoming any challenge. Because anything you tell the mind will always be believed. Tell the correct tale, then. Discomfort is necessary for growth. It is impossible to grow, develop, or change while remaining in the security of your comfort zone. Real transformation occurs when you are willing to embrace adversity, take risks, and do things that make you uncomfortable. Success would be available to everyone if it were simple. However, it isn't. Discipline, patience, and an unwavering dedication to improving upon your previous self are the keys to earning it. Also, don't count on results right away. It takes time to succeed. It takes time to gain confidence. It takes time to master your thinking. You won't wake up tomorrow feeling unstoppable, full of motivation, and absolutely fearless. However, you will wake up with a decision. The decision to move ahead one more step, to exert a little more effort, to gain momentum even when it seems that there is no progress being made. Over time, little successes add up to big ones. Never undervalue consistency's influence. Most individuals give up too soon. Although they desire achievement, they are unwilling to endure the suffering that accompanies achieving it. When they don't see success right away, they go back to their comfort zones because they anticipate results quickly. But the victorious ones, when others give up, they continue. They continue to battle despite fatigue, rejection, and periods of uncertainty because they know that persistence is the key that opens all doors. So don't wait for approval. Don't wait for things to be simple. Don't wait for fear to vanish on its own. It won't, but you'll gain strength. Your confidence will grow. Making the choice now to move forward rather than back down will give you unstoppable momentum. On the other side of fear lies everything you've ever desired, and you're busting through it today. It is not talent that separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's not luck. It's not cleverness. Action is taking place. Take action despite your dread. When inspiration wanes, take action. When everything appears uncertain, take action. Because if you don't take action, you will never succeed, regardless of how talented you are. Those that succeed in life aren't those who had ideal circumstances. Rather, they are those who didn't let their circumstances be an excuse. They adjusted. They managed to do it. They would not settle for mediocrity as their lot in life. You can also do the same thing, but you have to decide to. You have to determine whether the life you desire is worth pursuing. Now, too many individuals are looking for results. They anticipate quick transformation, quick success, and quick recognition. However, growth does not operate that way. Mastery is not developed in this manner. Patience, consistency, and discipline are the keys to success. It is not given, it is earned. And those who succeed realize that even if success may be gradual, every effort adds up over time. You'll constantly be warned by fear that you're not ready, that it's premature, that you require additional time, preparation, and validation. The reality is that you will have to wait indefinitely if you wait until you feel ready, because action, not inaction, is what builds readiness. Instead of sitting still, you get stronger by doing action. Confidence is an outcome, not a magical emotion. A consequence of working hard, demonstrating to yourself your abilities, and being there each day despite your feelings of uncertainty. Starting doesn't require confidence. Starting is how you get confidence. By taking action, confronting your anxieties, and not allowing uncertainty to influence your choices. Indeed, there will be days when it seems impossible to do anything. There are days when failure makes you doubt yourself. There are days when you are so tired that you decide to quit. However, those are the most crucial days. The days that will decide whether or not you really want this. The foundation of success is not the days when things are easy, but rather the days when you keep going in the face of difficulty. The majority of people never realize their potential because they quit too soon, not because they are incapable. At the first hint of trouble, they halt. When things become uncomfortable, they pull back. They persuade themselves that they might not be destined for success. The truth is, though, that it is intended for them. It is intended for everyone who is prepared to persevere. Anyone who is prepared to keep going in spite of all obstacles. Obstacles will always arise. There will always be challenges. Setbacks will always occur. However, you are the only one who can decide whether or not those things stop you. Your attitude, your ability to bounce back from setbacks, and your capacity to remain strong. The strongest people are those who don't give up in the face of difficulty, not those who avoid it. All you need is already inside you. The courage, the power, and the capacity to soar. Your choice is the only thing lacking. Your resolve to take initiative, take charge, and put growth ahead of comfort. Because you do the second, everything shifts. the hold of fear is broken, doubt begins to diminish. Then your success story starts. You underestimate your strength. Every hardship, difficulty, and setback you've encountered has shaped you into the strong person you are now. However, the notion that strength matters is what separates those who rise from those who remain stuck, not strength per se. That it is capable of being utilized, tapped, and put into action. Because if you never use your potential, it is worthless. You will be put to the test by the world. You will be pushed by it. It will test your tolerance, undermine your self-esteem, and cause you to doubt your own abilities. You will then have the option of standing tall, backing off, giving in to fear, or believing the doubt. To resist more forcefully, must demonstrate to yourself that you will always overcome adversity. Resilience is underestimated by far too many people. They believe that rejection indicates they should give up, that setbacks indicate they aren't good enough, and that obstacles indicate they aren't destined to achieve. The world's strongest people, however, have experienced more failure than most people can fathom. What's the difference? They continued. They resisted the idea that hardship equated to failure. They prevailed as a result of their refusal to allow setbacks to control their destiny. Achieving success takes time. Being confident is not a given. Furthermore, conquering fear is a gradual process. It is developed day by day via the little victories, the little breakthroughs, the little strides ahead, despite the cries of doubt to stop. Every little bit of work adds up. Every bit of self-control makes you stronger. Every obstacle, difficulty, and unsure time is a necessary component of the process. Continuing while no one is looking is the most difficult thing to accomplish, when there isn't any cheering, acknowledgement, or instant compensation. But when you train yourself to show up no matter what, that's where success is really built. When you make the decision to move forward even when no one else does. When you begin to rely on yourself instead than outside approval. And that's what distinguishes the winners from the losers. Opportunities are created by the winners. They don't hold out. They act without hesitation. Their future is not determined by external factors. They make a decision. They assume command. No matter how much opposition they encounter, they manage to make things happen. Because you will never advance if you allow life to decide your course. You have to take responsibility and make the decision that your future is worth pursuing. Therefore, give up waiting for the ideal moment, for the proper time, or for assurance that all will work out. There are no assurances. All that exists is effort. Only action is present. All you have to do is be prepared to battle for the life you claim to desire. The key is whether you're willing to put in the work required to succeed, not if success is feasible. There will always be fear. However, that isn't the issue. When people allow fear to rule them, that is the true issue. Even the world's most successful people have dread, but they choose not to acknowledge it. They understand that fear is really a delusion, a mental barrier intended to try their resolve, and they keep pushing past it until they are no longer constrained by it. You're capable, you're strong, you're resilient. However, if you don't use it, none of it matters. You can't expect success to appear at your door. You have to assert it. You have to earn it. Every shred of uncertainty, every bit of anxiety, every failure, and every setback must be turned into fuel, because you will be stuck with any excuse, and you will advance with each action. You have an option. You only have one life, just one shot, one opportunity to make your dreams come true. Why waste it then? Why wait? Why let fear control your choices? Now is your moment to create, develop, and change into the version of yourself that will not settle. However, time is only precious when it is put to use. You'll wake up years later wondering what may have been if you wasted it. And regret. The biggest burden a person can bear is regret. You have the opportunity to choose who you are every single day. Are you someone who rationalizes that success is unattainable, creates excuses, and allows fear to keep you back? Or are you the type of person who overcomes obstacles, who doesn't settle for mediocrity, and who acts in spite of doubts that try to stop them? The answer lies in the decisions you make now, not in the past. The path to achievement is harsh. It's not forgiving. It will put every aspect of you to the test. The secret, though, is that everyone who has ever accomplished greatness has traveled that same path. Furthermore, they were not born any differently than you. Their triumph was not bestowed upon them. They just wouldn't quit. When others gave up, they persisted. Even when their entire being begged them to stop, they persisted. They prevailed as a result. It is uncomfortable to grow. It compels you to confront your doubts, worries, and weaknesses, things you'd prefer to ignore. However, suffering is required. It makes you stretch. It tests your limits. It draws you into circumstances that compel you to change, grow, and fortify your resilience. You must embrace discomfort instead of avoiding it if you want to progress. You underestimate your own abilities. You haven't fully committed to your potential, which is the only reason you haven't yet realized it. You have had doubts. You have paused. You've allowed fear to hold you back. However, if potential is wasted, it is worthless. If it is disregarded, it has no meaning. And action, refusing to accept good enough and aiming for greatness, is the only way to realize your full potential. The reason most individuals fail is that they never really make the decision to succeed. Their goal is to succeed. They hope to succeed. However, they don't make a commitment. They don't develop the self-control required to accomplish it. As a result, they remain stalled, waiting for the ideal moment, the ideal chance, or the time when things seem simpler. However, you are more knowledgeable. You are aware that there is never a perfect time, only now. Action is the key to confidence, the key to achievement. Action, the key to conquering fear. Action. The instant you choose action over inaction, effort over justifications, and advancement over perfection, everything you desire starts. You'll never feel completely prepared. You'll never know everything. However, as soon as you take action, your fear subsides, your confidence increases, and success becomes a given. There are many people in the world who are waiting for the ideal moment, the ideal situation, or the ideal amount of luck. But the ones who do make it, they're not holding out. They are making chances, taking chances, working hard, and not letting time pass them by. That's the same thing you can do. You have the option to move forward at this particular moment rather than remain motionless. And everything will change with that one decision. In reality, successful people are just like everyone else, with the exception of their unwavering will to succeed. They don't wait for chances to present themselves. They are not deterred by barriers. They don't take it easy and wait for things to become better. They assume command. They work tirelessly to create their future. And if you decide that excuses are no longer an option, you can follow suit. Inaction is your enemy, not fear. Hesitancy is your downfall, not doubt. Your life will alter the moment you stop waiting and begin taking action. The instant you take a step forward, fear becomes ineffective. Because once you do something, even if it's just a small step, you show yourself that you are capable, that you can and will move forward, and that you are stronger than your doubts. You don't have to be brave. Feeling prepared is not necessary. You don't have to predict every detail of what will happen. All you have to do is take the initial step, because momentum builds once you do. Every tiny step results in greater advancement. Additionally, your belief gets stronger, your confidence increases, and you get closer to success with each step. The most common error people make: awaiting inspiration, awaiting motivation. I'm looking forward to the day when everything seems simpler, when fear goes away, and when success feels inevitable. However, that day will never arrive. Successful people know that motivation comes from action, not the other way around. What's the best approach to get motivated? Get moving. Get to work. Start demonstrating your abilities to yourself. You also need to remind yourself why you started when things become difficult, which they will. You have to keep in mind that everything worthwhile demands perseverance, sacrifice, and endurance. You need to constantly remind yourself that hardship is a sign of progress and change, rather than a reason to give up. Every obstacle is a necessary step in the process. Every failure is a teaching moment. You are becoming stronger with each challenge. Winning people don't face fewer challenges. They simply don't let them deter them. They refuse to be defined by failure. They don't allow fear to guide their choices. They are aware that challenges are what lead to achievement, not the other way around. That each obstacle serves as an opportunity to hone their fortitude, bolster their resolve, and demonstrate to themselves that nothing can break them. Therefore, you tell yourself that you are capable whenever doubt sets in, when fear suggests that you might not be good enough, or when challenges cause you to wonder if it's worth it, that you've conquered obstacles in the past, that you have repeatedly demonstrated your strength, and that you will succeed no matter how difficult things get, since you are who you are. You are reprogramming your brain for success each time you overcome uncertainty, act in spite of fear, and maintain your resolve. You are demonstrating to yourself that strength is something you develop rather than something you merely hope for. And each step you take, no matter how tiny, brings you one step closer to becoming the person you were destined to be. The strongest people aren't those who never face difficulties. Rather, they are those who don't allow difficulties to win. They view failures as stepping stones to something bigger, setbacks as teaching opportunities, and hurdles as challenges. When things get tough, they don't back down. Instead, they keep going, change, and develop. They succeed as a result. Nobody predicted that this trip would be simple. No one made any promises about immediate outcomes. Nobody can promise that everything will go according to plan. However, it is certain that you will become stronger each time you show up, each time you overcome excuses, and each time you resolve to let fear guide your decisions. You acquire experience. You demonstrate to yourself that acting, not waiting, is the key to success. Consider your position 1 year ago, a month prior, yesterday. Now picture where you will be if you continue, if you remain dedicated, if you're not willing to compromise. You'll be more powerful. You'll be more intelligent. You'll be invincible. Because consistency, the will to keep going forward in the face of adversity, is the only thing separating you from the life you desire. This doesn't have to be flawless. Right now, you don't have to know everything. All you have to do is begin. Should decide that you are putting effort ahead of hesitation now, right now. You are putting bravery ahead of fear. Despite the nagging doubt, you are making the decision to believe in yourself. Because action is the only way to put an end to doubt. The fact is that everyone who has ever achieved greatness had to start somewhere. They weren't invincible from birth. They made themselves into an indestructible entity. They persevered despite the hardships, the setbacks, and the uncertain times. However, they continued to advance, and you have to do that. Therefore, keep in mind who you are the next time fear attempts to persuade you to give up, when uncertainty suggests that you might not be able to, or when fatigue entices you to choose the easy way. You're tough, you have strength, you've come a long way already, and you're not going to quit now, no matter what. Moments of opposition are what builds strength, not times of comfort. You are creating something indestructible inside yourself each time you overcome self-doubt. Never give up, and choose to act rather than hesitate. Suddenly, challenges that once looked insurmountable begin to feel like stepping stones to something bigger as your resilience grows and your mind gets stronger. Everything changes when your thinking is trained. The difficulties you once dreaded turn into chances for personal development. The setbacks that formerly made you doubt yourself become teaching moments that help you improve. Instead of viewing fear as a warning, you begin to see it as an invitation to change, adapt, and demonstrate to yourself that you are far stronger than any justification attempting to keep you back. Either let fear to rule you, or take charge of the situation now and change the narrative, because your way of thinking is the only thing standing in your way. You can alter your future by altering your thinking. The majority of people fail because they allow doubt to convince them that they are not capable, not because they are incapable. They have more faith in their negative beliefs than in their own capacity for success. The reality is that you have two options. You can either nourish those doubts or you can starve them. Making excuses is simple. It's simple to quit. It's simple to stay comfortable. The majority of people prefer ease over work, which is why they will never realize their full potential. However, the ones who are successful, every time they opt for effort, they realize that comfort is never conducive to growth. Pressure is necessary for that change. Because confronting your obstacles head-on and without hesitation is the only way to genuinely progress. Therefore, keep this in mind when you feel like everything is against you, when dread begins to set in, or when self-doubt suggests that you might want to settle. You've come a long way already, You faced hardships in the past, and guess what? You made it through. You triumphed. You persevered when things got difficult. You can thus try it again. You can get back up. You can triumph once more. The secret to success is not to wait for the ideal time, but to create it for yourself. It all comes down to deciding to take control of your life and quit observing from the sidelines. You will always be persuaded by fear that you are not prepared, but guess what? Yes, you are. You always were. And your willingness to act is the only thing preventing you from realizing your aspirations. You don't require authorization. Approval is not necessary. You are capable, and you don't need anyone else to confirm that, because you've been waiting for confirmation, but you already know it deep within. The reality is that those who take action, not those who wait, are the ones who succeed. And you must be prepared to go after your goals if you desire anything significant or exceptional. Consider all of the people who have influenced you, the leaders, the innovators. They were the ones that changed the rules and broke expectations. They didn't wait to do it. They did it without allowing fear to rule them. They accomplished this by repeatedly taking the initiative till they created something renowned. You can do it too, if they can. The majority of people never succeed because they give up too soon, not because they are inept. When things get difficult, they give up. They allowed their annoyance to distract them. They let uncertainty persuade them that the dream isn't worthwhile. But the victorious ones, when others pause, they advance. They persevere through the uncertain times. They have faith that each hardship is shaping them into someone better. The secret of unstoppable achievement? Unwavering constancy. Not flawless, not immediate outcomes. Simply the will to persevere, grow, and show up even when you don't feel like it. Since every little action adds up, the foundation is built with each effort, and before you know it, you're reflecting on a life-changing experience. The question now is, will you wait for the ideal moment, or will you act now without delay? Will fear rule your decisions, or will you learn to control it? Will you battle for the success you deserve, or will you give up and settle? You have an option, and everything in your universe will alter the moment you make a decision. The fact is that anyone who is determined to pursue it can achieve success. It is not just a privilege of a few. The issue is that most individuals only pursue it when it's easy, convenient, or inspires them. However, it isn't how true success operates. It's built in for when you're feeling down, when you're making excuses, when you want to stop, but don't. You keep going. You can either allow fear to rule you or take charge. Either write your own story or let doubt determine your future. You have the option of being the one who talks about what they want or the one who actually does it. The willingness to persevere, to overcome fear, to continue when confidence falters, to refuse to give up, is the single thing that separates successful people from unsuccessful ones. Consider the periods of your life when you considered quitting but ultimately chose not to. When you persevered through the hardship and didn't let problems to deter you. You made it through. You developed. You demonstrated to yourself that you are far more capable than you previously thought. And you can do it today if you could do it back then. Every obstacle is a chance to demonstrate your abilities. Don't wait for approval. Give up waiting for approval from others. Believing that you are capable, that you can and will create something amazing, is all the validation you need. Because everything changes the instant you make a decision and give your whole commitment. Doubt becomes less strong. The hold of fear is broken, and achievement is attainable. There will be times when you are unsuccessful, when it seems as though everything is against you, when you wonder if the battle is worthwhile. However, keep in mind that every setback is just temporary. Every obstacle is molding you. Every challenge is an opportunity to see how much you really want to succeed. And those that make it through the test, they are the ones who will not give up on their goal. You don't require ideal conditions. It is not necessary for things to be simple. Feeling prepared is not necessary. You must take action. You must have the courage to move forward in the face of overwhelming uncertainty. Because confidence is developed via action rather than in silence, in consistently demonstrating to yourself that you are stronger than your justifications. Everything you need to succeed is already in your possession. You just need to decide to take ownership of it, to put an end to hesitation. must quit doubting your own abilities, since you are. And action is the only way to demonstrate it to yourself, via motion, by refusing to let uncertainty and fear to control your destiny any longer. Anyone who is willing to pursue success can achieve it. It is not just for a chosen few. However, most people are hesitant. They think too much. They allow fear to persuade them that the moment is not suitable. However, there isn't an ideal moment. Only now. And the game shifts the instant you give up waiting. Make the decision to take charge and make the commitment. Consider the times when you had to struggle for something in your life, while you persisted in trying, when you persisted in moving forward in spite of the challenges. You have previously shown your strength. You've demonstrated resilience already, and you can do it again if you've already done it once. You're able to get up. You're flexible. You're capable of winning. Fear will try to talk you out of it. It will try to convince you to stay precisely where you are, make you doubt yourself, and murmur excuses. However, you must overcome it. You must understand that fear is really a test of your will to continue in the face of uncertainty. Successful people are not brave. Rather, they are unrelenting. Every outstanding individual has encountered challenges. All leaders have faced challenges. Every champion has had doubtful moments. That didn't stop them, though. Additionally, it won't stop you until you let it. Their resolve to give up is the only thing that separates you from those who made it. You are also capable of that same refuse. You won't get success from anyone. The work will not be done for you. You must assert it. You must struggle for it. No matter how difficult it becomes, how much opposition you encounter, or how many doubts try to stop you, you must get out of bed every single day and make a commitment, because success is certain once you don't give up. So don't wait for approval. Don't hesitate. Give up allowing fear to dictate your decisions. You have strength. You can do it. And everything will alter the moment you really commit, the moment you believe that. There is no secret to success. The fortunate and wealthy are not the only ones who can enjoy it. It's a choice to get out of bed each day, to act despite discomfort, to not allow fear to control your destiny. Talent is not what separates those who thrive from those who remain stuck. It's not cleverness, it's perseverance. It's the will to persevere, to keep going when it seems like no progress is being made, and to have faith that every effort adds up over time. Every great leader, champion, and individual who has ever changed their life had a beginning. They weren't inherently brave. Success was not bestowed upon them. They created it by taking initiative, being tenacious, and refusing to give up. You can also do it. Most breakthroughs occur shortly after most people give up, immediately following a high of frustration. They start to wonder if it's worth it right after the tiredness. Those that persevere, however, go through an amazing experience. They persevere. They change with time. They are stronger than they could have ever dreamed when they cross over. You can either master fear or allow it to rule you. Either reinvent your life's narrative or allow doubt to rule it. The people who refuse to settle for anything less than the life they deserve are the ones who succeed, not just the strongest or smartest. Don't wait then. Don't think twice. Don't wait another day to take action for your future. You possess all the necessary qualities, including resilience, strength, and ability. Your choice to take action is now the only thing lacking. And nothing can stop you once you decide to do it. Once you commit completely. Don't be afraid, without a question, not barriers. Because you can master your success when you master your thinking. That's the reality of victory.